Let's get ready for your dumbbell, step and Physioball, endurance and stability strength with Kinetic Balance Fitness. So this workout, I show dumbbells, but you can also use body weight, soup cans, water bottles. I also show you a step, but a floor space is going to be provided as well as a modification or a set of stairs, and a Physioball, which can be substituted with a chair, bench, couch, or even the floor. I feature 4 groups of 2 exercises 2 times through with 75-second work intervals and 20-second rests. Now make sure you pause here to get your kinetic balance warm-up in to help reduce pain, prevent injury, and get the most from your workout by improving your movement patterns. Otherwise, we're going to hear that tone, and I'm going to start with our first group of 2. So our first group is our shoulder total body movement. We start with a lighter weight for a step up with a carry away arm. So one foot goes on the step and it's going to be opposite from the hand holding the dumbbell. You're going to shift your body weight forward, come up onto that step, and then bring that dumbbell up and across the body, rotating the palm up and away. Come with me. We start with the dumbbell in the right hand, the step up in the left hand. So step up and across. Now, notice my toes are pointed straight ahead. That's my second toe forward. My toes, knees, and hips are in a nice straight line. Big squeeze on my glute as I come up and across my body. Now we're really focusing on feeling this in the shoulder, which you can also feel a stretch through the outside of the armpit. If you don't have a step, you can do a lunge, stepping down and back again, feet hip width apart. The arm movement doesn't change. Now, if you have pain in your lunges, you can go to a squat, bringing that dumbbell out in front. Again, palm facing down and rotating up and away. The purpose of that rotation, this exercise, is to strengthen external rotators of the shoulder, which strengthens that shoulder girdle, preventing long-term pain and injury, also improving posture and improving shoulder rotation. So lots of benefits from doing this total body movement. We've got 4 seconds and we're going to switch sides. So same exercise, opposite side. We've got a 20-second rest. Now, where are you going to feel this exercise? A little bit in the legs, getting those legs nice and warm and toasty here, right? As we have a little bit lighter weight because it's a shoulder exercise. Come with me in 3, opposite leg, opposite arm. Shift forward, up and squeeze, up and across the body. Really focusing on shoulder and head position. So I'm going to show you from the side so you can see. I shift forward so my chest is parallel to my shin. I come up into balance, and then when I come up and across, my chin is pulled back, my ear is stacked over the shoulder, over the hip. Nice and controlled back down. If you feel like your head has to pull forward here, that means your shoulder is coming up towards your ear, and you're not going to get the most out of this exercise. Lower that weight, all right? And if you have any pain in the shoulder, lower the weight. You should feel this working in this top of the shoulder, as well as the back side of the shoulder blade, possibly a stretch through the outside of that armpit. Now for this exercise, we're going to go back and forth between these 2, one more time through on each side. And remember that modification with the lunge. We want to try to keep our numbers even between sides. Also, if balance is a challenge for you, please feel free to use a kickstand, tapping those toes down, but still keeping the majority of weight in that opposite leg. Shake it out, get a quick drink. These 20-second breathers are great. Assess your weights. How is it feeling for your body? Do you feel like you need a little bit more of a challenge? Or do you want to pull back and make sure that you get the most with your form? All right, opposite arm, opposite foot. We're going back to that original side, up and across. Trying to keep a mental count of how many repetitions we're performing and keeping it even between both sides. All right, we're going to exhale as we come up and across. That's going to be the hardest motion in this exercise. We're really targeting that shoulder. All right, and we're going to aim for 12 plus repetitions. That's where we really hit in on that endurance and stability. And what does that mean? It means that we're training smaller muscles in the core, in the hip, in the shoulder, that stabilize our joints, and we're gaining strength through that stability. And we want these muscles to outlast our big, strong muscles. So that way, when we increase weights and we build that muscle, these stabilizers are preventing injury, preventing movement patterns that lead to pain. 8 seconds, we're feeling it work. You may even notice that we're getting a little bit out of breath. Take a breather in through the nose. Exhale. We're switching sides. One last time through for your total body shoulder movement. One thing to note on your step is the height. Okay, I don't have my step very high here. We're going to go ahead and get started. Remember, keeping count, trying to keep it even between sides. I don't have my step very high. The higher you go, absolutely the harder it is. But we don't want the step any higher, so 90 degrees and lower is all safe, right? Functional wise, about 7 to 8 inches is about the height of a standard set of stairs. That is very functional. That's where we gain longevity, right? If we can really have good movement patterns on a functional height step, that helps prevent injury and pain, allows us to walk those stairs longer as we get older. Now, the higher up we go to 90 degrees, of course, the more strength we're going to gain through that full range of motion. Doing great, guys. Over halfway, try to pace yourself here to keep the sides even. Notice I like to bring my arm out to the side to work on that balance. You can keep it at your hip. Whatever feels good for you. Just making sure that as we go up and across, we're really focusing on squeezing that bum. Last time. Take a quick breather, 30 seconds, and I'm going to explain our next exercise. This is a Physioball alternating row and a transverse step up. So lighter weights on the row, and if you have an open wall space, great. What we're going to do is we're going to push our feet against a couch or open wall space, something that's stable that we can push back against. We push the dumbbell or the Physioball towards the hips, extend the legs, squeezing the glutes. Come with me here. And then we're going to perform a row one at a time, pulling that dumbbell up towards our hip or our torso. I want you to stay long and tall through the crown of the head. We're squeezing the glutes, belly button gently pulled in. I'm going to show you from the side here what this looks like. Actually, I'm going to show you a modification first. Without a Physioball, you can do a quadruped row. Nice neutral back, gentle pull in. Yes, a progression of that would be a renegade row, which would be a full plank. But notice, you have to kind of swing your body. That's not the goal, which is why I like the Physioball supported there. Okay, so we're really focusing on core. All right, so from the side here, notice that as I pull those dumbbells in both the quadruped as well as on the Physioball, I'm not arching my back, all right? I'm not pulling up this way, right? The movement is coming from my arm alone by engaging my back muscles. My arm stops where it stops, and again, I'm trying to be equal on both sides. So that's your back exercise. We're going to go to a transverse step up, which means we start off 90 degrees from the step. You can go a little bit heavier on the weights as this is a leg movement, but we're also going to engage a lot of core. We're going to pivot the foot 90 degrees, shift forward, and come up into a step up. The same thing on the way down. We're going to shift, pivot that foot, and come down. I want you to try to keep your toes, knees, and hips in that nice straight line and pivoting on those toes. Now, if we don't have a step, you can again do a lunge here. It's the same thing. Pivot, Step forward, down into the lunge, pivot, come back up to balance or to that kickstand. Either way works. From the front, it looks like this. We pivot, down, up, and pivot. All right, big squeeze on those glutes to catch that balance. I'm going to show you from a different angle on the step. All right, so pivot, feet hip width, toes straight ahead, up and squeeze. All right, now on that step up, I want you to drive that front leg down through the step. It's a big squeeze on the glutes, not a push off on that back foot. You're really going to notice your heart rate come up. One more repetition, because we're working those legs and they are big muscles. All right, so lots of options there, but really working the core to stabilize our hips, our knees, our ankles as we pivot in day-to-day life. We're back to that Physioball, alternating dumbbell row. And these are going to be lighter weights than what you're used to for a row movement, because we're on that Physioball. We're engaging that stability, a lot of stability through the core in this exercise. Tucking that chin long and tall through the crown of the head, almost as if we're standing up. Squeezing the bum, and a gentle pulling on that belly button helps prevent the arch in the back. All right, now notice I'm pulling a little bit wide, like 45 degrees. This is partially because of the Physioball. All right, and you're gonna hopefully feel this working along the outside of the armpits, potentially the back of the shoulders, as well as the front and back of the arms. Exhale as you pull that dumbbell towards your body, and we're trying not to rotate the body. This counts for both on the Physioball as well as in that quadruped. With whatever equipment you have, getting the most from this workout. It's going to be really easy to let the chin fall down or arch that back. Don't let it happen. One more each side. Yes. Great work. Put that Physioball off to the side. We're back to that transverse step up. Same leg. All right. Check in with the weight. Are you feeling challenged in that weight without breaking form? Okay. Pivot, shift forward, drive those glutes up, push down through the floor, and we're pivoting back. All right, so it's hard if you feel like your foot is sticking in any way, like due to the surface that you're working on, go ahead and perform a lateral step up. All right, this is the same thing. Toes are pointed straight ahead. We shift over that leg, and then we drive up and squeeze. All right, so the only difference is I'm taking that pivot out. But if you feel like your toes are sticking to the floor, or that you have like pinching, pulling in the ankle or the knee, then go ahead and take that rotation out. However, if you can, work that rotation as long as it's pain-free, because we do a lot of rotating and pivoting in day-to-day life. We need that core to stabilize and support our ankles, our knees, our hips, our spine. We're made to do these things, but doing them weighted and in our workouts really helps train our body and prepare us to get the most out of our day-to-day and really prevent that injury. Take a breather. Second group already done. We're going to be doing our chest as well as the opposite leg on that transverse step up. So for our chest exercise, medium weights. We're on the Physioball. Start off sitting with the dumbbells on the thighs. Tuck those elbows into the sides and walk the feet out until the head or shoulders are supported. Now we start off with the palms facing. We're going to punch them up towards the ceiling. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go one arm at a time. It comes down, rotating that palm away from the body. And then we press up and rotate in. So down, palm faces away, push up, rotating that palm towards the inside of our body. All right, and as I do this, I'm not rotating my core. Now, if you don't have a Physioball, your head and shoulders could be supported on a bench, like a weight bench, or on a couch, as long as it's safe for you. That would give you a little bit of stability. If you have neither of those things, go ahead and do it on the floor. So same thing, punch it up, rotating the dumbbell down, tapping that elbow. All right, as we come down, the wrist is stacked over top of the elbow. The elbow is about 45 degrees from our body. If you're on the Physioball or the couch, you can get extra neck support by pressing that chin down and back in the back of the head into that Physioball. Couple more seconds. Beautiful work. Now we're going to perform that transverse step up on the opposite leg. So aiming for the same number of repetitions you did in the first round, in this round. We're going to face in the opposite direction next to that step. All right, we're going to pivot on the opposite foot, drive our leg up, nice, slow, control down, and pivot. Focusing on that pivot. Now, if whatever you did on the opposite leg, you should do the same on this side. The same number of repetitions or the same modification. So whether you were doing the transverse step up or the transverse lunge or a lateral step up. And that can also be a lateral lunge. So stepping out to the side, stacking the toes, knees, and hips, and then up into that balance or that kickstand. Okay, either one works. Just make sure that we stack the toes, knees, and hips. And why do I enforce this all the time? And that's because it gives us a better balance of muscle activation. All right, we want the ankle, knee, and hip to be stable and supported. When we turn the foot out, we activate more hamstring than glute, which is a common movement pattern. One last one, guys. Finishing strong, focusing on that big squeeze at the top, and guess what? One more time through each of these, and we're gonna go into our 2 recovery corrective exercises, and we're gonna have hit every major muscle group in this 30-minute workout so we can get more from our workouts in this circuit training. So dumbbells on the thighs, tuck the elbows, walk those feet out, punch the dumbbells up in front with the palms facing, and rotate that dumbbell away from the body. No rotation through the core. You're squeezing the bum. The belly button is gently pulled in to support the spine. We can gain extra posture support and neck strength by pushing the back of our head into that Physioball. We exhale as we push up into that chest press. And when we come down, we're right at the base of the sternum, in line with those ribs. If we're coming too high and the elbows splayed wide, that can be dangerous for our chest and shoulder. So keeping those elbows about 45 degrees from the body is perfect. If we're starting to feel the burn in the chest, the shoulders, the back of the arms, maybe even those glutes, I know I'm feeling it. We're gonna embrace it. 6 seconds, one more each side. Yes, you can. Oh, baby. Feeling the burn today. I just came back from a long vacation, and I did not work out during that vacation because I think it's really important to give our body a rest. But coming back is always hard, even for those of us who are super dedicated, right? Off to the side, transverse step up. Last time. Making sure that we pivot. And as we fatigue, really checking in on form. When we do legs and we're lifting a little bit heavier weights because it's stronger, it's easy for the chin to pull forward. I want you to tuck the chin, be conscious of your posture. If we can improve our posture in our workouts, hopefully there's functional carryover day to day. So what this means is as I'm standing here, I'm looking about 6 to 8 feet in front of me. And I do the same thing as I go into that step up. I'm not picking a spot on the wall and keeping the height the same the whole time, because that tends to pull our chin forward. And when our chin pulls forward, it means we carry more weight in our upper back and neck, which leads to it leads to worse posture as well as pain in the upper back and neck. And it can also flatten our cervical spine. So posture is an important part of form. Guess what? 8 seconds left, couple more repetitions. Focus on that glute squeeze, you're almost there. Beautiful, beautiful work. We've done a lot of anti-rotation and rotation, which is critical for stability and endurance. So we're gonna take one dumbbell or body weight only, and we're gonna perform a lunge with a rotation as part of our recovery exercise. So we step down and back into that lunge, and then we're gonna rotate our core over the front leg. Rotate back, up into balance. We're doing this for 2 rounds, so you can either split it in half on each leg as the time goes, or we can do the whole first round on one leg and the whole second round on the other leg. Now, if lunges are a challenge for you, go ahead and do a squat. A light squat with a rotation, making sure the chest stays up tall, and we're not letting that back flatten. All right, so down into the lunge. Now, lunges, I understand my lunges are deep. I have a big range of motion. Don't worry about depth. I want it to be pain-free. If you're still working on balance or this feels challenging to you, go ahead and place a hand on the wall. It can be on the opposite side, all right? And then rotate and look away, trying to keep that knee in line with the toes. That's the real challenge here. As we go down, the knee's gonna wanna pull in. I want you to squeeze it out, feel that hip work. And this is a big challenge on our balance. Beautiful work. Shake out the legs because I know they're burning. We've done a lot of legs today. We are going to go to a Physioball alternating cobra. This can be with or without weights. If you perform it with weights, you are going to be lightweight, very lightweight or body weight. Feet against a wall or a stable support, roll the ball towards you, up into a plank position, and you're gonna rotate the palm away, pointing the thumb towards the ceiling. This is really about focusing on form, gentle pulling on the belly button, chin tucked, head back, and rotate the palm away. As you do that, you're gonna feel it working right at the base of the shoulder blade. If you don't have a Physioball, we're going back to that quadruped position. Out and away from the body. We're punching our hands through the floor. I don't want the shoulder blades kind of squeaking together. I want you to flatten or pull those shoulder blades apart. And I want the low back to be neutral, a little bit of a small arch in the back. I don't want you rounding. And we want the feet to be flexed. So we're pushing back through those toes. That way we're gaining some glute activation and stabilizing our pelvis. If you have very lightweight dumbbells, same movement, all right? Rotating one at a time. Now I'm not letting my body rotate and open up as I do this. Really focusing on feeling this work right at the base of the shoulder blades, right along the back side of the shoulder blades. We're back to our lunge with a rotation on the opposite leg this round. Primarily because I did forget to cue you to switch sides. So opposite leg or rotating in the opposite direction if you're doing that squat. So down into that lunge, opposite leg, rotating over that opposite leg, up into balance or kickstand. Throughout this movement pattern, we want to stay long and tall through the crown of the head. Nice and controlled. Even I lose my balance a little bit. Getting whatever depth you can in that lunge position. And again, don't forget you can hold on to the wall or a desk, a table, the armrest of a chair. that can help you find that balance, especially because rotating is a real challenge. I want you to exhale as you push those hips forward and squeeze your glutes. I'm going to have you try to feel for support through your balance foot. We're going to feel our big toe anchored into the ground, support through the outside of the foot and the heel. So we want to feel that arch engage. One last one here. Are your legs loving it? Yes. Feeling it in the front of the thighs, the hips, and that core. These, I don't have us lay down and do a lot of core exercises, right? A lot of ab work. But this is working that core. Last exercise, Physioball. Alternating cobra, plank position supported by that Physioball if you have it, or the quadruped on the hands and knees. Opening that palm away from your body. Pointing that thumb up towards the ceiling. Give yourself a thumbs up. But that external rotation, super important for shoulder position and protection. And lots going on here. We're really going to gain good posture from engaging the core, strengthening the back of our neck, all of the support muscles, so that we can go long and tall for longer periods of time day to day. Under 30 seconds to finish your workout on the home stretch. Hone in on that core. Glutes tight. Gentle pull in on the belly button. Exhaling through the difficult parts. Down to 15 seconds. Squeezing that back on the outside of the armpits, at the base of the shoulder blades, along the outside back of the shoulder blades. Beautiful work. Keep it even. Yes. Deep breath. We've got 5 minutes for a great cool down and stretch. If you have a foam roller, great addition to our stretch today. So we're going to start off on the ground, and we're actually going to do a cat-cow. Hands on the floor, second finger pointed forward, knees under the hips, feet flexed. And from here, we're going to round the back, tuck those hips, pulling those shoulder blades apart, tucking that chin. Exhale, rotate those hips down, arch that back, pull that head up, and switch. Make sure that we're breathing. We're going to do some mobility work today in rotating, arching, and rounding. And as we arch the back, I want you to pull the shoulders down and back. One more. Add that breathing in. Feeling that stretch through the low back, the upper back, lots of things happening there. Beautiful work. We're also going to do some thoracic mobilization through the upper back and then the lower back as well. So on our hands and knees, we're going to bring one hand up towards the ceiling, trying to get to 180 degrees. It's challenging. All right, notice I'll show you from the front. I have limited mobility, but we're rotating that spine. So this is going to really open up the upper back. Exhale as we open, pushing back through those toes. So again, this kind of closes our pelvis. Otherwise, we might get a lot of rotation through that low back and compensate and not get as much rotation in the upper spine as we could get. All right. I hope this feels really good for you. Exhale as you open, and hopefully with each one, we get a little bit more towards the ceiling as we notice those muscles open up and strengthen. I don't know about you, my arms are getting tired here. One more each side. I'm trying to get 45 seconds to a minute on each of these. And we're going to finish with 2 on the foam roll. If you don't have a foam roll, go ahead and use a line of pillows or a rolled up blanket. but we're gonna do an open book here. So laying on the side next to the foam roller, top knee goes on the foam roll, the toe relaxes down on the bottom leg. Now the bottom arm can lay out in front, support your head, or hold that knee in place. That's where I prefer it, but anatomically I have very long arms. So we're gonna reach that top arm out in front, and then we're gonna open up towards the ceiling, reaching to the floor behind us. The palm is gonna face up towards the ceiling, and we're gonna reach hand, elbow, and shoulders towards the floor. Now, you can feel this stretch in a lot of places. You can feel it through the shoulder, through the chest, through the core and the hip, or you can feel it in the low back and in the SI joint. So that's the joint just outside your hip bone or your tailbone. Nice and open. Ideally, we're going to do this until we notice that you're opening on each one. You're getting a little bit deeper. We're going to go ahead and switch sides. Lots of rotation and mobility today in this cool down and stretch. You might notice that your back cracks a little as you rotate. This is a great way to open up that spine, reduce low back pain, and improve our mobility, getting that mobility back through our spine. Oh, and you might notice that one side feels tighter than the other. For me, it's my right side down. I always feel a little bit extra on that left hip on top. We're going to do one more stretch, even if you hear the timer go off. We're going to finish with a chest stretch, a crucifix on the foam roller. So one last one here. And if you don't have a foam roller, like I said, you can simply use a set of pillows to support you. So bum up on the foam roller, head lying on the back. Now, there's two places your head can go. It can go all the way supported on the foam roller this way, or you can come up so that the foam roller kind of hits at the base of the skull, right into the occipital, where those muscles have a propensity to get tight. And then we're going to open up that chest towards the ceiling. Now, where you put your arms matters. The higher up it goes, the more stretch you're going to get through your chest. The lower down, the easier it's going to be on the chest. So play with those arms, but the palms are open towards the ceiling. Nice big deep breath in here. Expand that belly, exhale. And you can breathe in and out through your nose. This is a great way to calm down the nervous system after a great workout, engaging that parasympathetic system, relaxing and reducing stress in the crazy season that is right now. And enjoy the feeling that you get. Carefully roll off that foam roller to finish that workout. Embrace the challenge mentally, physically, emotionally. The time that you took for yourself is so meaningful, helping you towards your goals, helping your overall deep health, building strength and muscle and longevity. I'm honored to be part of it. I would love your feedback. Let me know what you think, how it went, what felt really good for you, and so I can keep adding those into the workouts and helping you get the most from your kinetic balance experience. I hope you're glistening with the joy of exercise, and I can't wait to see you again next time.